Hello everyone, I am K. Sadashiva. Welcome to my channel KLR Educators. So this course is on World Modern History. So on every Sundays we will be running this course on World Modern History, and on every Thursdays we will be having a course on Modern Indian History. So guys, those who are following my videos, I request you to watch these videos completely so that you will get entire information and also make running notes which will be helpful for your future reference. So in our previous lecture we were discussing about the American Revolution. We have completely discussed every event and the causes that led for the American Revolution, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about the French Revolution. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in detail. So we have done with English Revolution and American Revolution. Now we are going to start French Revolution. French Revolution. So what are the events that led for this French Revolution and what happened during this time? The French Revolution was a period of ideological, political and social upheaval in the history of the France and Europe as a whole, during which the French polity, previously an absolute monarchy with feudal privileges, or the aristocracy and Catholical clergy, underwent radical change to forms based on Enlightenment principles of republicanism, citizenship and rights. So earlier, if you take the French society, it was not liberal. It was divided into three parts, which we will be discussing all that in our upcoming slides. But it was very much privilege based society, the French. So later, after the American Revolution, when these people, when they went to support the Americans into that cause, they learned many things from this American Revolution. They learned what is democracy, they learned what is liberalism, they learned what is republicanism, they learned many things, and from that, when they returned to their own country, they started to propagate these ideologies into the society. So when they liked the democracy, when they liked the liberalism, when they liked the policies that were followed by the Americans, they came back and they started to propagate the same ideologies, and they started to fight against the French government that was well established during that time. So it was a replica of American Revolution. So the entire Europe was changed because of this American Revolution only. So the people of Europe got awareness because of this American Revolution, and hence we can call these all revolutions. Yes, if you take French Revolution, if you take Russian Revolution, all these revolution are the replica of American Revolution only, because they have learned many things from this American Revolution. They learned different types of ideologies, different types of policies, and they started to propagate here in their own countries. The French society at that time was divided into three estates. First estate belonged to clergy, second one belonged to nobles, and third one belonged to bourgeois. So who are these clergy people? Means the priest in the church, the fathers in the church, they all came under this first estate category. In the second estate, all the kings, all the royal princes, they all came under this second estate. And in the third estate, normal business class people, farmers, peasants, everyone, they came under this bourgeois class. So this was the division that was prevailing at that time. So there was privilege for clergy and nobles as they were exempted from paying taxes, but bourgeois were not only paying tax to monarch but also to clergy. See, there was a lot of discrimination that was going on at that time. The clergy and nobles were exempted to pay any kind of tax. Instead, this third estate people, the bourgeois, they were paying tax to nobles and clergies. So this was the discrimination, and they were not aware about this kind of discrimination before the American Revolution. So after American Revolution only, when American Revolution happened, they got enlightened, they got aware about the equality, fraternity, democracy and all these feelings, and that's the reason why they started to oppose this discrimination that was existing at that time. So the clergy and nobles were not paying any kind of tax, but these bourgeois or the third estate people are paying tax not only to clergy but also to the nobles. So you have to pay tax to first estate people, you have to pay the tax to second estate people. So this was the discrimination that was existed at that time, and because of which this third estate people started to fight against the first and second estate people. So because of this discrimination, a conflict arose between monarch and bourgeois. So in this figure you can see the division of French society during 18th century. The first estate, it belonged to clergy people, second estate nobility, means the nobles, and third estate were big businessmen, court officials, lawyer, administrative officials, small farmers, artisans, very small farmers, labor servants, etc. So all the working class people, they came under this third estate, and these third estate people were owing only paying taxes to second and first estate people. So this was a discrimination. Causes of revolution. If you take any revolution, if you take American Revolution, French Revolution, if you take unification of Germany or Italy, if you take the Russian Revolution, there is a common, there are common causes for this revolution. So what are that common causes? It will be social causes, it will be political causes, it will be economical causes, it will be cultural causes. So when you are writing your mains paper, when you are writing your mains answer writing, keep in mind this: whatever the revolution it may be, there will be four common causes. It will be political, economical, cultural, and social causes. So in this revolution also we will find the same thing. We will have political causes, we will have socio-cultural causes, we will have economic, political causes. If we discuss the political causes, the main reason was the monarchical rule of the French. Yes, when you are aware about all the different policies and philosophies that were existing in America, you will surely oppose the monarchical rule. He was an absolute king and divine rights vested with him. So as there was monarchical rule, you will be having a king and the entire divine rights will be vested in the hands of the king. There was high corruption going on in the system, and the discrimination that existed in the society led to the revolution. So there was high corruption that was going on, and the people feared to oppose this corruption, and also there was discrimination going on, but people were helpless because they were not aware, and they felt that if they revolt against their king, then they will be punished. There was no any other types of punishment, they were simply hanged. So that's the reason why the people feared to oppose their kings, and they simply beard all this corruption and the discrimination that was existing in that society at that time. Both Louis XIV and 15 were so much powerful and people feared them. So this is the main reason. Louis XIV and 15 were so much powerful that people feared them and never tried to oppose them. So this is the one of the main reasons. They centralized the administration. Means all the executive, legislature and judicial powers will be vested with them. So all the legislative, executive and judicial powers were vested with king. If you take present day, we'll be having a separate executive body, separate legislative body and separate judicial body. But at that time, all these three departments were existed at one place and all the powers are vested with king. So the people has to follow blindly the king. If they oppose, they will be killed. So there was nothing for the common people. So everything was with the king. So there was nothing for the common people. But when Louis XVI came to power in 1774, who was a weak king? So Louis XVI, if you compare Louis XVI with 14 and 15, he was very much weak because he didn't learn about the administration. He don't know anything about how to rule and what's the administration and how to handle the staff. So this is the reason why Louis XVI was weak. He was very much dependent on his staff for his rule. Means he was dependent of feudal elements for consolidation of his rule. So he didn't learn anything about the administration, he didn't had any awareness about the administration, so he was very much dependent on his feudal staff. So that's the reason why he was weak. So if you are weak, then surely the people will start to oppose you, and it was a period when the American Revolution took place. So during this period, the people got aware and all the people started to fight against the king. Monopolized the government offices. Yes, if you see the centralization of administration at that time, you can clearly understand everything will be centralized at one place, and that's the reason why the government offices were monopolized. Means everything will be at one place. There will be no separate bodies, and all the powers will be vested in the hands of the king. He was the person who sent his army to America to fight against the British. So he was a person who sent his army to America. See, if you take the yes, in the upcoming videos when we discuss about the economic causes for this French Revolution, you can understand this is the one of the reason why the French people started to fight against their own king. So here the Louis XVI sent his army to America to fight against the British. But at that time the financial condition of French was not that good, and instead of that condition, Louis XVI decided to send his army to America to help the British. Later, which turned more controversial, led to this revolution. Yes, we will be discussing about this in our upcoming videos. So we will discuss everything. So what are the economic causes and how economy played a major role in this French Revolution. Provisions under rule of Louis XVI. So what were the provisions? Firstly, he was a weak king. He was not aware about the administration. He was dependent for everything on his substaff. So instead of this, he made some controversial provisions. So for which the people reacted, and this reaction we can see in this French Revolution. Lack of proper administration. Yes. So there was lack of proper administration, lack of codified uniform legal system, no uniform taxation system, no common man will get any representation. If you see the rule of Louis XVI, there was no proper administration. If a king is strong, if a king is learned everything about the administration, about the judicial system, about the legislature, then it will be different. But here Louis XVI didn't had any kind of knowledge about the administration. That's the reason why there was no proper administration. There was no codified uniform legal system. He was dependent for everything on his substack. So how can he know about the uniform legal system and everything? So lack of codified uniform legal system existed. There was no uniform taxation system, and as there was monarchical rule, no common man will get any kind of representation. So these are the main reasons for this French Revolution. This is the image of the King Louis XVI, who was ruling in the year 1774 at that time, and during which the French Revolution started and also American Revolution took place. We will be discussing all the events in our upcoming videos. With this, we are concluding our today's session. Hope you understood everything about the French society in the 18th century. We have discussed about the political causes, and in the upcoming videos, we will be discussing about the social, cultural, and economical causes. So those who are following my videos, I request you to please make a running notes so that it will be helpful for your future reference. So I request everyone, those whoever are watching my videos, watch my videos completely. And if you like my video, please give a like. Share these videos to your friends who are preparing for many competitive examinations, and subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed it. So thanks for watching my video. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.